Salute my peoples. Y'all know Brandon Figueroa versus Nick Ball was a slugfest. They went to war. Yo, I'm going to be calling this fight, man. I missed it live. I've seen the replay. I got to see the final round. But I'm calling the whole fight, my people. So I'm going to be with you in about 1 minute and a half. And, yo, y'all going to see the elite level fight commentary, my peoples. Because I got to tell you, man. Listen, my people. Let me be the first one to tell you. It's hard for a fighter to go to England, to go to the UK, to go to these places and walk out of there with the W. That's real talk, because the commentary is going to be against you. The fight commentary, they're always going to be leaning towards their guy and putting more attention to the work that their guys putting in. Obviously, the crowd is going to be their favor. And I said it before, these are things that are not supposed to sway the judges. But I'm telling you, the judges are human beings. So it's hard to get a decision when you go somewhere and everybody in the building is rooting for the other guy. So, when somebody asked me to make a prediction on this fight, I didn't even make it because I was like, yo, I know what Nick Ball bring to the table, but Brandon Figueroa can fight, my peoples. Victor J, yes, I am going to be watching the fight. Of course, I can't play it because if I do, I just got out of shadow ban. You know what I'm saying? I've been shadow banned for 3.5 months. So, obviously, I can't play the fight, but I'm going to be watching it, and I'm going to be calling it for you guys. And we're going to enjoy this action, my peoples. Yes, sir. If you have another device, you can actually watch it with me. They have the full fight. It's available on YouTube, so you can watch it with me and check out the fight commentary, man. But I'm about to go in. My people. This was a beautiful fight to watch. I'm going to get this thing kicked off right now. Like I said, the full fight is already available on YouTube, so you can check it out. I'm starting from the very beginning right now. The announcer is calling both of the, when they call the fighters to come to the stage and all of that. So I'm watching it from beginning to end. I'm calling the action for you guys. I'm going to let you know what I see, blow by blow reaction. Not that biased commentary that we see sometimes where they only calling the fight for one of the two fighters. Like I told y'all, man, it's not easy. It's not easy to go to the UK and get a decision. So I said it before. When I saw Josh Kelly, Bakramor Tasaliev, I was like, man, I don't like the way they call that fight. It seemed like everybody was in favor of Josh Kelly. And that's the way that it played out. So with this one over here, I had already said, yo, Brandon Figueroa needs to really, really dominate this fight for him to get a decision. They fighting in, I think in England, somewhere in England. Figueroa was not going to get a decision. If that fight was close, no chance he was going to get a decision. My peoples, this fight is about to start. Like I said earlier, Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa is available, the full fight on YouTube. So you can check it out on YouTube while we doing the fight commentary so you know what we talking about. If not, I'm calling the fight blow by blow reaction. So you don't even have to watch it. I'm going to tell you what's going on, my peoples. Wes Dustin, boxing for lunch. Let's go. Salute, Wes Dustin. Bam. By now, you probably know, my brother, that Brandon Figueroa versus Nick Ball, it turned out to be a slugfest. They went to war. And I didn't have the opportunity to call the fight live because yesterday, man, I had a little case of the flu. My throat was messed up. My shit was swollen up, looking like I got punched in the throat. So I couldn't call it yesterday. But it was such a good fight that I'm going to be calling it right now. Here we go, my people. The fighters are being announced. Fight is about to start. They're announcing Nick Ball. Obviously, at the moment, the reigning world champion. You have to think about it, man. Brandon Figueroa, went into enemy territory. This was a fight that You know, I said it before, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very competitive. Yesterday, some people before in the morning, some people told me, yo, Jay, nah, listen, Nick Ball is going to beat him up. I was like, nah, it's not going down like that because Brandon Figueroa has a huge height and reach advantage on Nick Ball. And he knows how to use that. So this is going to be a competitive fight. That's what I expected. Wes Dustin, I'm going to watch it with you, fam. Let me cue it up. So look, right now, both fighters are being announced. It's about to start. If you guys have the opportunity to tune in on YouTube, that way you can listen to the fight commentary while you're watching, and you could do that as well. So at this very moment, they're announcing Nick Ball, record 23-0 from Liverpool. So if you go to the full fight on YouTube, it's 45 minutes, that video. Right now, I'm on minute number 4 when they're announcing Nick Ball. You ready for this action, Wes Dusty? You ready for this smoke? The defending WBA featherweight champion of the world, Nick Ball. The Raging Bull, they say this is the pit bull from the other side of the pond. Here we go, my peoples. You see the referee giving them the last instructions before they get it in. Here we go, Wes Dusty. You see they touch gloves. Bam. Let's get it, my peoples. I'm going to enjoy this fight like if I'm watching it live because I didn't see it. I was messed up in the throat, taking medication, went to sleep. By the time I woke up, they was in round number 12, right before the stoppage. Here we go, my people. Round number 1, Nick Ball, Brandon Figueroa. You see Figueroa using that jab at that long range. They went right to the middle of the ring. You see Figueroa pouring out the jab to the body from Nick Ball, which... And I said this yesterday, Nick Ball is going to be looking to close the gap because he's the smaller fighter. They're in the middle of the ring, straight right to the body from Brandon Figueroa. You see Nick Ball going forward with that high guard, trying to close the gap. Another jab to the body from Nick Ball, my peoples. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa from the southpaw stance, caught him with a nice left to the mouthpiece. 1, 2, 3 from Nick Ball. Getting aggressive early on. Double jab from Brandon Figueroa from that southpaw stance, by the way. Jab to the body. Ooh, Nick Ball with a left uppercut to the mouthpiece. And look, you can hear it already. Ooh, Nick Ball lunging in with a left hand. Brandon Figueroa with a left and right to the body. And you see, right now, you can already see what I was saying earlier. Whenever Nick Ball lands a good punch, the crowd goes berserk. When Brandon Figueroa lands, they don't really do anything. They don't react at all. It's almost like a collective effort of let's jump when our guy lands and let's make it look like he's winning. It's tough to win like that. They clinching, my peoples, holding on. But you see both of them landing punches on each other. Here we go, my peoples. They back in the middle of the ring after the referee separated them. And you see Nick Ball trying to step in with that jab. Didn't land anything. Nick Ball with a right to the body and the left uppercut, left hook up top. Brandon Figueroa going forward. Oh, whoa. Look, my peoples. If you're watching, look, Nick Ball landed like 3-4 punches while holding Brandon Figueroa's head down like this. Look, boom, boom, boom. The referee standing right there didn't do anything. So look, 2 minutes to go into round number 1, and I already see that the referee, he with his guy. He with Nick Ball. I already see it. Whoa, this is common over there in England, man. Them referees ain't playing. They trying to protect their guy. Another referee would have gave him at least a warning like, yo, you can't pull his head down and punch him. Here we go. Brandon Figueroa out of that southpaw stand. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right hook, straight left hand from Brandon Figueroa. But that didn't really land flush. Nick Ball's doing a real good job keeping them hands up. Misses with a left uppercut. They're in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3 from Nick Ball. He's holding on to Brandon Figueroa's arm. Referee separate him. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Another jab. They go into a clinch. Referee separates them and tells Nick Ball, yo, you got to listen, bro. But it's like I told you, I already saw Nick Ball pushing Brandon Figueroa's head down. The first round is over. Already saw Nick Ball doing this to Brandon Figueroa, pushing his head, boom, 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 3 punches. The referee didn't say anything. Rob James, think that Josh Kelly ran last half of the fight. Last week, didn't deserve to win. I didn't see him winning. Honestly, I didn't see him winning that fight. I did not see Josh Kelly winning the fight. It was close. It was competitive. But you're talking about Mortaz Aliyev threw and landed more punches. I saw him winning the fight. I saw him winning the fight, my people. Here we go, my peoples. Round number 2. Right away, you see Nick Ball going forward. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Nick Ball catches him with a jab to the mouthpiece, and you see the crowd erupt right away. A right hand from Ball, 1-2, 1-2 from Figueroa, who's going forward. Figueroa, Nick Ball, they both landing punches as they clinching, my people. The referee separate them. If you're watching the fight along with me, check out the referee, my peoples. I want you to check out the referee and who do you think he favors with little things that are happening already? Because I can already see this is going to be one of those fights where they mixing it up, they clinching, they getting down and dirty on the inside. Both fighters trading punches right there. But Brandon Figueroa is letting his hands go a little bit more than Nick Ball. Left to the body from Figueroa. Another left as they clinch and Nick Ball try to shove him to the right. The referee tells him you can't do that. Here we go. They back in action in the middle of the ring, my peoples. And you see Brandon Figueroa stepping behind that jab. Out of that southpaw stance. Nick Ball with the high guard. Watching. Another jab from Brandon Figueroa. And what I'm seeing thus far is that Nick Ball is having Nick Ball with a left hook to the body, left hook up top. So he had been struggling trying to close that gap. Brandon Figueroa with the double jab. Left to the dome piece from Brandon Figueroa. And it's like I told you. Listen to the commentary, my peoples. All right, uppercut from Nick Ball. You see the crowd erupt right away. Here we go. The referee separated, my peoples. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. A right hand and another right hand from Nick Ball. Nick Ball with a left hook. This is one of those fights where they're going to be up close and personal, my peoples. They clinching, trading punches. Notice whenever they clinch, neither guy stops punching. Neither guy. Wes Dustin definitely biased over there. You can see it. You can see the commentary. Figueroa with a left and a left. Nick Ball with a left and a right to the body, left and a right up top. Now the crowd, you got to expect them to be biased. Whenever Nick Ball lands, you hear the crowd erupt. The letter M, salute family, bam. Calling Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa. Round number 2, my peoples, 15 seconds to go. A 1-2 from Nick Ball. That was a nice one. So I got to tell you, thus far, Brandon Figueroa has landed more punches, but Nick Ball has landed the cleaner shots. Here we go. The referee separate them. Round number 3 right away, my peoples. To the body, Brandon Figueroa. Left and right to the body. Nick Ball's holding him, but Brandon Figueroa still punching him in the face piece, in the mouthpiece, in the nose piece. Here we go. Brandon Figueroa working behind that jab. 1, 2, 3 from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa with the jab to the mouthpiece. Out of that southpaw stance, my peoples. He catching him. And you can see that Nick Ball is, double jab, 1-2, 1-2 from Brandon Figueroa. Punching Nick Ball in the face piece as he's clinching him. Here we go, Brandon Figueroa. You see, so far, Brandon Figueroa has done a very good job of working behind that jab. Keeping that jab out there. You see Nick Ball trying to step in with the left hook, but he's shorter. So Brandon Figueroa is capitalizing and catching him with those shots as he's stepping in. What I'm seeing right now is that Brandon Figueroa is using that height, that reach advantage. He's making Nick Ball pay to close the gap. Nick Ball can't just go in and start letting his hands go. He got to pay. He's eating shots on his way in. Brandon Figueroa makes a miss with that leaping left hook. Boom, boom. Catches it with 2 shots of the dome piece. Close range, my people. You see Brandon Figueroa letting the hands go. Nick Ball punches him in the back of the head and in the face. Referee doesn't say anything. Figueroa with a left and a right. Ball with a left uppercut. Ball misses with a left and clinches. Pushes him. It's that type of fight, my peoples. Referee has to step in and separate them. Now the referee calls a timeout. The referee's giving the instructions to Ball not to push like that. 1-2 from Figueroa right away. And you see, Nick Ball missing with a 1-2. Brandon Figueroa with another step back to make a miss with a 1-2. Ooh, a straight left and another straight left from Brandon Figueroa. Another straight left from Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball with the jab from the outside. You look, Nick Ball with the looping right here. Brandon Figueroa with a left to the body. Double jab from Brandon Figueroa. How do you close the gap? Ooh, Brandon Figueroa, right, left, left, left. As Nick Ball's holding his head down. Nick Ball with a left. They go into a clinch. The referee has to separate them. 40 seconds to go into round number 3. Brandon Figueroa has been out working him. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. If you know, then listen to the fight commentary, and that's what I told you. Brandon Figueroa's out working him. The commentators are having a conversation. They talking about anything but what's happening inside the ring. When their guys losing, they just start having conversations. Yeah, you know, this fight is this fight is that. But they're not really calling the action. They're not telling you what's going on. As soon as Nick Ball landed, oh, Nick Ball landed a shot. Shut the hell up. They in the middle of the ring. Look, they talking about Naoya Inoue right now. The fight commentary, man, they only focus on calling it for their guy. They only focus on calling the fight. I already know, my people. Listen, if you go to Liverpool, you have to knock your opponent out. Or you have to give him a nasty beating. Either or, my peoples, because the way that they call it is only in favor of their guy. Here we go, my peoples. They over here talking about Naoya Inoue. Round number 4, my peoples. Here we go. Nick Ball with a right and a left. Brandon Figueroa with a left and a right to the body. Nick Ball return fire. Ooh, as Nick Ball's trying to close the gap, he eats a double right hand. Bam, bam. And Brandon Figueroa has done a marvelous job of working behind that jab. He's making Nick Ball pay to get on the inside. And he's ooh, a straight right hand to the mouthpiece from Brandon Figueroa. But the commentators, they didn't see it. They didn't call it. They not calling none of it. Ooh, straight right hand and a right hook. Look, Nick Ball catches him with a left hand. They calling it for Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa with the 1-2. The letter M. And that's why I like you. You keep it real. They both landed. Brandon Figueroa landed more punches, but the biased fight commentary is crazy. Now I know that this is what they do. It's not for the Josh Kelly fight. They only call the fight for their guy. Then in the ground, Bo was swinging for the dome piece. Left to the body from Figueroa. Right to the body from Bo. Ooh, they both trading shots. But who got their back up against the ropes? Nick Ball. Returning fire. Brandon Figueroa with a right uppercut. Nick Ball with a triple jab to the mouthpiece. You see Brandon Figueroa. Jab, jab, straight left hand. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Double jab misses from Figueroa as Nick Ball was able to step back. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. You see the left hook to the body from Brandon Figueroa. Double left to the dome piece and the left to the body for Figueroa. Now the referee warns him and tells him to punch higher. That wasn't even a low blow. I told you the referee is on Nick Ball's side, the commentator, the crowd, everybody. Brandon Figueroa is up against Liverpool right now. Ooh, a left and a right and a left and a right from Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. Straight right to the body. Ooh, Nick Ball with a left and a right to the dome piece of Figueroa. Figueroa return fire with a right and a left to the dome. Here we go, my peoples. Round number 4, they both pulling out the heavy artillery. Jab to the nose piece from Nick Ball. 1-2 from Nick Ball. Was able to close the gap that time. A left to the body from Nick Ball. Another jab from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa slowed down. Ooh, 1-2 from Figueroa. Figueroa with a left to the body, right up top, right to the body from Figueroa. Another right to the body. All right, uppercut from Figueroa in the left. Nick Ball going forward, letting his hands go too with the left and the right. You see Figueroa with that head movement. They trading jabs in the middle of the ring. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Ooh, a left uppercut and a left hook from Figueroa. Backs away Nick Ball. Jab from Figueroa. And the round over. My peoples. You see, this is the type of fight that this is. They traded some nasty leather. They going back and forth. But Brandon Figueroa has, I say this round goes to Nick Ball. He landed the better shots and outworked him. Here we go. You see Brandon Figueroa now, bam, bam, double jab in the right hand. They trading leather in the middle of the ring and clinching. If you notice, every time they clinch, they punching each other. They not just clinching, they punching each other while they clinching. Every time they clinch, they punching each other. Look, my peoples, you see what I'm trying to tell you? The Carl Frampton, right now, he got it 3-1 in favor of Nick Ball. What is this guy watching, my peoples? You see what I'm telling you? What are they watching? Holy shit, they got it 3-1. And I watching Figueroa baiting him up. 1-2 for Figueroa. What are you talking about? Jab from Nick Ball. I gave 1 round to Nick Ball. They gave 3 to Nick Ball. What they watching, my peoples? You see what I'm trying to tell you? If you, listen, if I was a fighter, I would never fight in Liverpool. I'm not going over there. Unless I'm sure I could knock them out, because they not going to give you the fight, yo. Look. Nick Ball leaking out of his nose already. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Now he's went from southpaw to orthodox. 1-2 from Figueroa. Got Nick Ball leaking. How they got to win in the fight? Left from Figueroa. They clinching once again. My peoples. All right. And a left from Figueroa. Nick Ball with a right hand. Nick Ball with a left uppercut. And shoves him back. You can't push. You can't do this. But the referee don't say shit. They ain't Liverpool. All right. And a left from Figueroa. Double jab from Nick Ball. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa going forward. 1-2. 1-2 from Figueroa. Nick Ball with the high guard. Left hook from Nick Ball in the right hand. Brandon Figueroa with 2 lefts to the body. They in the middle of the ring, my peoples. The ebb and flow. They going back and forth. They both landing some good shots. But the referee has not warned Nick Ball for all those pushes. Notice how often he does this. Shovel. Ooh. All right. A left, a right, a right, a left, a right to the dome piece, a left to the wig piece from Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball returns fire. But Brandon Figueroa got the better of that exchange. Nick Ball with the looping left hand. A wild shot he missed. Figueroa with a left and a right to the body. Nick Ball with a left to the wig piece. Hey, in the middle of the ring. Ooh, jab to the body from Nick Ball. That was a stiff one. That was tasty. A jab and a left hook to the face piece from Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball with a right hand. Hey, in the middle of the ring, my peoples. You see Nick Ball nose is leaking. 1-2 from Nick Ball. Double jab from Brandon Figueroa. 20 seconds to go into round number 5. 1-2 from Figueroa in a jab. Nick Ball with a jab. They still in the middle of the ring, my peoples. 1-2 from Nick Ball. Jab and a left hook from Nick Ball. 2 good shots to the dome piece of Brandon Figueroa, who returns fire with a 1-2. Jab from Nick Ball. 1-2 from Figueroa. 1-2 from Figueroa. Left hook to the dome piece. Left hook to the body from Figueroa to finish the round. Hold on. There's got to be a replay. Brandon knocked him out. This is a replay, my brother. That's exactly what this is. Yesterday, we didn't get to call the fight. We calling it today, my guy. I didn't get to see the entire fight live yesterday, so I said, yo, I'm watching it. I'm enjoying it with you guys. Feel free to check it out on YouTube. Listen to the commentary. Ooh, a jab and a left. Oh, no, wait a minute. Here we go, my people. Round number 6. They're in the middle of the ring. Once again, jab from Figueroa out of that southpaw stance. Double jab from Figueroa once again. Jab to the body from Nick Ball, who misses with a looping right hook. In the middle of the ring. Double jab from Figueroa once again. Double jab from Figueroa again. He's working behind that jab. He's making Nick Ball pay to close that gap. 1, 2, 3 from Figueroa. Right hand to the body and the left hook up top from Nick Ball. Ooh, a jab, a left hook, a right hook, a left and a right from Figueroa. Double jab, another jab. Straight left hand from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa is using that reach advantage. And he's being effective with it. Here we go. A left to the body from Nick Ball. Double jab from Figueroa. In the middle of the ring, my peoples. This is round number 6. 1-2 for Figueroa. Nick Ball with a jab. A check hook. Another check hook in the left hand from Figueroa. Nick Ball with a lead left hook to the dome piece of Figueroa. 1-2 from Figueroa. Jab to the nose piece from Nick Ball. Figueroa with a left hook and a double jab. A triple jab. Loop it right hand. A left and a right from Nick Ball. Land to the dome piece of Figueroa. In the middle of the ring. Double jab. Triple jab from Figueroa. Nick Ball returns fire with his own jab. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Double jab for Figueroa. Nick Ball with the high guard. Jab to the body for Figueroa. Look. Nick Ball holding his head down, punching him in the face. The referee still don't give him a warning. This is the second or third time I see Nick Ball doing that. Hold him in the head, go like that with the uppercut. Referee don't say nothing. They in Liverpool. That's how they get down over there. That you see, ooh, Nick Ball with a right hand. Brandon Figueroa return with a left to the body. Another right from Nick Ball. 1-2 from Figueroa to the face piece. All in the snap box. Here we go. Brandon Figueroa. And look, you see the commentators. Good footwork from Nick Ball. Shut the hell up. Ooh, a right hook to the dome piece and a left to the body from Figueroa. Nick Ball with a right and a left. Figueroa with a right. They both traded 1-2s in the middle of the ring. Nick Ball misses with a left and they go into a clinch. Referee separate them. And the referee give him a little warning to Nick Ball, but he ain't really doing nothing. That's his guy. We already know that. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Figueroa with a left and a right and a left and a right. With Nick Ball back up against the ropes. Ooh, Figueroa was trying to close the gap. Nick Ball was going in, bang, bang, ended with 2 jabs to the mouthpiece. The letter, and what are he talking about? Good footwork. He out there getting punched in the mouthpiece. You see Brandon Figueroa going forward now in the middle of the ring, my peoples. Round number 7. They in the middle of the ring, trading leather. Here we go, my peoples. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Look, we know what Nick Ball can do. Shut the hell up. We know what's going on. Look, a right and a left. A right and a left from Figueroa. So look, when Nick Ball's getting beat up, they over there talking about, we know what Nick Ball can do. We know what he can do. Get jabbed in the mouth like he just did right there. Bias ass commentary, my peoples. We not having it. We already on to you, Liverpool. Ooh, Nick Ball with a nice left uppercut to the mouthpiece of Brandon Figueroa. Here we go. They're in the middle of the jab to the body from Nick Ball. He's been consistent with that jab to the body. Ooh, 1-2 from Nick Ball. Figueroa return fire with a 1-2. In the middle of the ring. Left uppercut from Nick Ball. From Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball pushes him again. The referee's not going to warn him. That's his house. That's how they get down in Liverpool. We already know about y'all. Look. Again, you saw Nick Ball, ooh, shoves him, almost dropped him. Does the referee say anything? Not really. They in his house. He going to do whatever he want to do. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Double jab from Figueroa. Nick Ball catches with a jab to the mouthpiece. 1-2 from Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. Another jab called Brandon Figueroa to the mouthpiece. Ooh, they both landed jabs to the mouthpiece. They both landed 1-2. But Brandon Figueroa going to the body. Nick Ball with his back up against the ropes. Taking some shots as he's blocking them. Look, they're saying Figueroa needs to let his hands go. He ain't letting his hands go. What fight you watching? Double jab from Figueroa. Nick Ball catching with a jab to the mouthpiece. A left hook from Nick Ball as Brandon Figueroa was close to the gap. Left to the body from Brandon Figueroa. We're in round number 7, my peoples. 55 seconds to go. Referee separate them. Both of them trading jabs in the middle of the ring. Double jab for Figueroa. 1-2 for Figueroa. Nick Ball with his own jab to the nose piece of Figueroa. Jab to the body and the left hook from Nick Ball. 1-2 for Figueroa. Another 1-2 for Figueroa. 1-2-3. Figueroa invested to the body. That's the one thing, my people. Ooh, right to the dome piece. 1-2-3 from Nick Ball. Landed to the wig piece of Figueroa. Figueroa with the double jab and the left to the mouthpiece of Nick Ball. My peoples, that's the, ooh, right to the body from Figueroa. Another left to the body from Figueroa. Listen, Figueroa has been investing to the body the whole time. Nick Ball has been headhunting. You may notice that Nick Ball may use that jab to the body to close the gap. But when he closed the gap, he's not really punching to the body like that. Ooh, a left to the mouthpiece from Figueroa. Double jab in the left hand. Nick Ball with the right hand. Ooh, Figueroa with a left to the dome and a left to the body. A right to the dome, left to the body. The round is over. My peoples. My peoples, here we go. You see what I'm trying to tell you? The way that the fight commentary goes down, they just calling it for their guy. I thought that was just Josh Kelly. I thought that was just Josh Kelly versus Bakr Mortazalia, but nah, that's how they get down. In Liverpool, in England, and in those places, they calling the fight for their guy. They not calling the action. Here we go, my peoples. They in the middle of the ring. Round number 8. Double jab in the right hand from Brandon Figueroa. Look at that. Carl Frampton got his 68-65 in favor of Nick Ball. Shut the hell up. A left and a right from Figueroa. A left and a right from Nick Ball. 1, 2, 3 and a right, nasty right hook to the body. Who got their back up against the road? Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa letting the hands go and consistently digging that hard right hand to the body. Nick Ball missed with a looping left hand. Here we go, my people. They trading jabs in the middle of the ring. Ooh, a jab and a right hook from Figueroa to the wig piece of Nick Ball. A straight left hand from Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Figueroa returns fire with a left to the mouthpiece. Double jab, right hand and a left hook to the dome piece of Nick Ball. A double jab, a triple jab. Nick Ball face getting punched in, my people. What commentary? What's going on with the commentary, man? They commentary trash. Ooh, a left to the body from Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball by the head shoved him down, and the referee just told him, yo, get up, get up. Don't even give no warning for that shove. Nick Ball be shoving him, pushing him, throwing him. No warning. That's their guy right there. He gonna do whatever he wants. Double jab and a straight left hand to the dome piece. A left and a right from Figueroa. By the way, Figueroa's team said that they couldn't even inspect the hand wraps of Nick Ball because when they went to inspect, they already had the hand wraps put in, everything put on. They didn't even let them inspect. And they were like, oh, well, that's it. We're gonna have to go like this. Here we go, my peoples. Right hand from Nick Ball. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. Half Figueroa head like a bobblehead. Ooh, a leaping left from Figueroa. Brandon goes with a left to the body. 1, 2, 1, 2 from Brandon Figueroa. Yo, when we watch, look, they're only in round number 8. I guarantee you, when we finish watching this fight and we look at the punch stats, Brandon Figueroa throwing and landing more punches per round. Guarantee you that. Yet he still needed a knockout to win this fight. Still needed a knockout. Here we go, my peoples. Ooh, Nick Ball with a left and a right to Figueroa mouthpiece. Nick Ball missed with a right. Figueroa with another left to the body. 2 left, 3, 4 left to the dome piece while they was clinching from Brandon Figueroa. Every time they clinch, you see Figueroa letting them hands fly. Ooh, they trading. They both landed shots to the dome piece, but now Nick Ball has his back up against the rope. Brandon Figueroa with a left and a right. You see Nick Ball holding his right arm. Feeling the pain. There you have it, my people. The round is over. Look, it's a competitive fight. But if you're not in Liverpool, you got Brandon Figueroa winning it. Only the people in Liverpool, they see whatever the hell they want to see. Double jab from Nick Ball. Look what they're saying. That Brandon Figueroa needs to get going. What the hell you mean he needs to get going, bro? He been letting the hands go, putting all type of hands on Nick Ball. Got him leaking from the 1, 2 from Brandon Figueroa to the mouthpiece of Nick Ball. Nick Ball with a left. Figueroa with a left to the body. Nick Ball with a jab to the body. Nick Ball with a 1, 2. Nick Ball with a right hand, but Brandon Figueroa returned fire with a left to the body. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Jab to the face piece of Nick Ball, who's keeping that high guard up. Nick Ball with a left hook. Look again. Holding him down. Go like that. Pam, pam, pam. The referee's not going to warn him. It's his team. The referee, the judges, the commentary. It's Team Nick Ball. Here we go, my peoples. Brandon Figueroa standing right in front of him. A double jab in the right hand. Jab left to the body, right to the body from Figueroa. Left to the body once again. You see Brandon Figueroa investing to the body from round number 1. Nick Ball's not throwing lefts and rights to the body. He headhunting. Been headhunting the whole time. Jab and a straight left hand from Figueroa. Nick Ball waiting to set him up with some. 1, 2, 1, 2. from Figueroa. Figueroa with a left to the body. Nick Ball with a left to the dome piece. Referee separated, my peoples. A minute and a half to go into round number 9. Here we go. 1-2 from Nick Ball. Jab from Nick Ball. Left hook from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa now goes to that orthodox stance. Double jab to the face piece. All right, and a left to the body from Brandon Figueroa. They clinching. Referee separate them once again, my peoples. Ooh, 1, 2, 3 from Nick Ball to the face piece of Brandon Figueroa. 1-2 from Figueroa. Ooh, Figueroa with a right to the dome piece. Nick Ball with his own right to the dome piece. 1-2, 1-2 from Figueroa. Right uppercut from Figueroa. A jab and a right uppercut from Figueroa. Nick Ball with a right hook. It was more like a shove, but he caught him in the face. Right hand from Nick Ball. They in the middle of the ring, my peoples. Double jab in the left hand from Figueroa. They traded jabs right there to the mouthpiece. Both of them landed. Shut the hell up. Right in the mouth. Ooh, Nick Ball landed with a right uppercut, but Figueroa returned foul with a left and a right. They clinching, my peoples. Here we go. They in the middle of the ring. Double jab from Figueroa. Double jab. Figueroa would work into the body. Ball with a left hook and then clinch. Referee separate him. Left to the body from Nick Ball. Ooh, a jab from Nick Ball. 1-2 from Figueroa and the round is over. I want you to notice when the referee separate him, most of the time, he pushes Figueroa away and he kind of leave Nick Ball alone, like, ugh. I want you to notice that. Even that's something to notice. He don't look at both fighters. He look at Figueroa like, you move over there. Wow, the bias, I'm telling you, my peoples, if I was a fighter, I would avoid going to Liverpool at all costs, because dumb people is like a collective effort where everybody is against the fighter. Not just the other fighter and his team. It's everybody. Here we go. Double jab from Figueroa. Nick Ball goes with a left to the body. Straight left hand from... Oh, no, wait a minute. I was watching the last round. Hold on one second. Goddamn commercials. Here we go, my people. Look at their face. Look at Nick Ball's face. Swole up. Taking punishment. Jab to the body from Nick Ball. Left to the face piece from Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa going forward, letting the hands fly. They got Ball winning this fight by 1 round. I guarantee you, if we look at the punch stat, Brandon Figueroa has landed more punches, thrown more punches in almost every round. They still got Nick Ball winning this fight. Brandon Figueroa going forward. Nick Ball missed with a looping left hand. They in the middle of the ring, my peoples. Trading jabs. Both of them landing some good jabs right there. Clean. Tasty jabs to the mouthpiece. My peoples, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get it, y'all. Double jab misses from Brandon Figueroa as Nick Ball was able to do a quick step back on him. Ooh, jab to the face piece from Nick Ball. Double jab in the right hand from Brandon Figueroa. A left hook from Figueroa while he ate a jab to the nose piece from Nick Ball. Ooh, a left to the body from Figueroa. Jab to the face piece from Nick Ball, but a double jab from Figueroa. Another jab from Ball. Figueroa with a left and a left to the body. A left to the mouthpiece from Figueroa. Nick Ball missed with a wild left hand. Nick Ball with a right hand. Ooh, they traded leather, my people. The ebb and flow. Nasty shots from both fighters. Right hand from Nick Ball with his back up against the rope. Figueroa with the 1-2 and a right to the body. There goes Ball clinching. Referee separate him right away. 1-2 from Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. Here we go. Look at the question he asked. Have you had Nick Ball up? They want Nick Ball to be up so bad in the cards that's what they asked. They don't even know what the cards are. They asked, is Nick Ball up? What kind of commentary is this? Jab from Nick Ball. Figueroa with a right and a left to the body. Out of that orthodox stance now. 1-2 from Figueroa. Another 1-2 from Figueroa. A left to the body from Figueroa. Jab now out of that southpaw stance. Jab, jab. 1-2 from Figueroa. Oh, another 1-2 from Figueroa. Look at Nick Ball's face. Nick Ball with a left and a right to the mouthpiece of Figueroa. In the middle of the ring, my peoples, the ebb and flow. Jab to the body, a stiff one from Nick Ball. Straight right hand to the wig piece from Figueroa. Ooh, they both closed the gap. Both landed some good shots, my peoples. Ooh, they traded jabs in the middle of the ring, some tasty ones. Ooh, double jab in the left hand from Figueroa. Right hand from Figueroa. Nick Bo got his back up against the rope, breathing deep with his mouth open. Figueroa looked like the fresher fighter. Here we go. In the middle of the ring, jab from Nick Bo, left to the body from Figueroa. Ooh, Figueroa catching with a left to the dome piece. And the round is over. Who's winning this fight, my peoples? Who winning this fight? The letter M, such a disgrace. Commentary, it's our guy up. Like, what kind of commentary is this? Is Nick Ball up? What a goofball. What a goofy commentary. Here we go, my peoples. Round number 11. Brandon Figueroa fighting Nick Ball, fighting the commentary, fighting the referee. Brandon Figueroa's up against everybody. It's a collective effort to try to get Nick Ball that W. Left to the body for Figueroa, got Nick Ball up against the ropes. Those shots to the body have already shown the effect. Who's throwing more punches? Who's being more aggressive? Brandon Figueroa. Who's going forward? Who's dictating the pace? Brandon Figueroa. Left to the body from Figueroa. Left to the face piece from Figueroa. Nick Ball with the high guard. Jab from Nick Ball. Figueroa with a right. They clinch and Nick Ball putting his head down, trying to stop the action, trying to slow it down. Another left to the body, a left to the face piece. You know that Figueroa's whooping his ass when the crowd is quiet. You see the crowd, my people? The crowd is like this. The crowd is real quiet. And then when Nick Ball lands a big shot, oh! Bro, he landing very little of those. Ooh, a left to the face piece from Figueroa once they was clinching. A left to the body from Brandon Figueroa. Referees separate them. Listen, if this fight was not in Liverpool, Brandon Figueroa would have been winning by a decent margin. But in Liverpool, it's a tie or he losing. That's crazy. Horrible fight commentary. 1-2 for Figueroa. 1-2 for Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball and the double jab from Figueroa. They traded leather now. Left and a right to the body from Figueroa. And who starts to clinch? Nick Ball. He feeling those shots. Jab from Brandon Figueroa. Jab from Nick Ball. You see him going forward now. Closing the gap. Got Nick Ball back in the way. A left from Figueroa. A left from Nick Ball. Standing right in front of him. Both fighters in the middle of the ring. Jab from Nick Ball. Jab from Nick Ball. Figueroa with a left. Nick Ball with a right uppercut. 1-2 from Figueroa. Double jab, triple jab. All right, uppercut left. Figueroa letting the hands fly. Nick Ball with his back up against the ropes. Trying to return fire. Getting hands put on him. Referees separate them. 40 seconds to go into round number 11, my peoples. Ooh, they traded jabs. They both landed some good shots. Nick Ball called Brandon Figueroa with a jab to the mouthpiece. You see Nick Ball nose leaking once again. Got the nose leaking. Got the eyes swollen. What more do you want? UK commentary, Liverpool commentary. Ooh, jab from Nick Ball. 1-2 from Figueroa. Figueroa going forward with the double jab. Got Nick Ball backing away into the ropes. Right to the body from Figueroa. Left and a right to the body once again from Figueroa, who been invested with those body shots from the very beginning. From the first bell, you saw the We headed into round number 12, my peoples. I got Brandon Figueroa winning this fight. But he's in Liverpool. He's up against the commentators. He's up against Nick Ball. He's up against the referee. Jab from Nick Ball. Oh! In 10 seconds into round number 12, Brandon Figueroa caught him with a monster left hook. He landed face first in the canvas. Look at the commentary feeling dumb as hell right now. And look at the referee. You good, giving him all the extra time in the world, but it doesn't matter. Brandon Figueroa is a killer. All right, and a left from Brandon Figueroa. Right, left from Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball lands in the ropes, laying down, confused, bewildered, flabbergasted, perturbed. He don't know what's going on. The fight is over. They had to pull the plug, my peoples. Brandon Figueroa with the upset. Made the commentators shut the hell up. Made the crowd shut the hell up. The referee shut the hell up. Brandon Figueroa went up against everybody. It was Brandon Figueroa up against Liverpool. Whoa. And then, my peoples, look how the horrible sportsmanship in Liverpool. Brandon Figueroa wins in a tough fight. Yo, the crowd is throwing empty water bottles and food into Brandon Figueroa's corner. The disrespect. The disrespect. They didn't want him to celebrate that he won the fight. Look, they threw water into the ring. What disrespectful action from that crowd. You supposed to be classy in Liverpool. What kind of boxing fans is you? You can't handle that this guy came from Mexico and beat your guy up. Look at the sportsmanship. Nick Ball didn't even wait for them to announce the winner. Left the ring after getting beat up. Take your beating like a man. Stand in that ring. Wait for that man to get his hands raised. Accept that beating that you took. There you have it, my peoples. That was it right there. Let me say this, my peoples. Look, it was a competitive fight. Nick Ball didn't get washed. It was a good fight. But I got to tell you, I can't believe that these people call the fights the way that they call them. It's like I'm watching Brandon Figueroa outworking him, putting all type of hands on him. And by round number 5, they had it 4 rounds to 1 in favor of Nick Ball. How do you score that 4 rounds to 1? Like, what fight y'all watching? This dude is throwing more punches, landing more punches. And y'all still talking about Brandon Figueroa has to do more. What the fuck you mean he got to do more? He putting all type of hands on him. Listen, I guarantee you, if Brandon Figueroa didn't get the stoppage, they was going to do the same shit they did to Bakram Murtasaliev. The same shit. They're going to do the same shit. And let me tell you something interesting. Because I'm watching it on YouTube, I didn't get to see the in-between rounds, the replays. But with Bakram Murtasaliev, every time that they did the replays, they would only show Josh Kelly landing punches. They never show the replay where Bakram was landing punches. They was dying to rob Brandon Figueroa. They was going to rob him. I promise you. Look, I'm going to look for the scorecards. Let me look for the scorecards real quick. Figueroa. I'm going to look for the scorecards to see what the scorecards was looking like. Watch this, my peoples. Watch this. Look, I'm looking at the official scorecards. Oh, shit. Look, those are the official scorecards from the fight. Let's see what they're talking about in the actual scorecards. So here we go. Yo, listen to this, listen to this. One judge had it 107, 102 in favor of Figueroa, bro, by 5 rounds. Then another judge had it 106, 103 in favor of Figueroa. This dude had it in favor of Nick Ball. And the other judge, 103, 106. Yo, bro, they wanted to rob Nick. They wanted to rob Brandon Figueroa so bad. So bad they wanted to rob him. That's why I tell you guys, even though the judges are not supposed to be swayed by anything, they just supposed to watch the action and score it based on a certain criteria. That's what's supposed to happen in an ideal world, right? But guess what? When that whole arena is favoring this one guy, as the judges, you perceive it. And that can affect how you score the fight. Because you're hearing everybody go off every time that their guy lands a shot. But when this guy putting all type of hands on him, you're not getting no action, no audio. That can affect how you score the rounds. You're a human being. So my take, my peoples, if I was fighting and I could avoid going to Liverpool, I would. Now, I understand Brandon Figueroa, he's getting a title shot, so he got to go there. But now that he's the champion, if you want to fight me, you're going to have to come to the U.S. I'm not going to defend in your country where I got to fight you, the judges, the commentary, the crowd, and everybody in your country. No, now come to the U.S. and let's actually get a fair fight. Let's fight where the commentators are actually calling the fight. Like, can you believe that one of the commentators was asking, is Nick Ball winning? What? You telling me everything I need to know right there. You're not even asking who's winning. You're asking if Nick Ball is winning. Because your only interest is for your guy to win, no matter what. And I tell you, my peoples, real fight commentary is about you calling the fight. It's about you calling the action. It's about you calling everything that's happening in the ring. Not about you trying to make it seem like your guy is winning and you trying to downplay what the other guy is doing while magnifying what your guy's doing. Nah, that's not the way you call it. It's too biased. Anybody could sit there and watch the fights and know, damn, these people are biased as fuck. The letter M. It could be an air punch, but the hype crowd can make it seem like a monster shot. And it happened a couple of times in this fight. Oh! And even the commentary. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. That was a looping right hand that didn't even catch him. But it's not only that. Watch this. During this fight, I saw Nick Ball pull Brandon Figueroa head down and punch him. Boom, boom, boom. 3-4 times. Uppercuts. The referee never did nothing about that. Never did nothing. When he was separate, look, my peoples, when a referee is biased for one fighter, they do this all the time. Watch this. This is what the referee does. The fighters are clinching, right? Instead of he going like this and separating them equally, he put more emphasis on Brandon Figueroa. He'd be like that, pushing them apart. And he's pushing Figueroa and kind of leaving Nick Ball right there. And in most cases, his focus during the separation is on Figueroa, on pushing Figueroa back. Why you not pushing both of them equally? Why you not applying the same pressure on both of them? And Nick Ball, 9 times out of 10, it was Nick Ball initiating the clinches. Nick Ball would jump in and then go in like that. So Nick Ball initiating the clinching, but when the referee separate them, don't take my word for it. You could rewind it and watch it. The referee will be pushing Brandon Figueroa. Whoop! And Nick Ball is like, light little pressure, like stay right here. The bias. So Brandon Figueroa, this is a monster win because he didn't just beat Nick Ball. He beat the commentators. He beat the referee. He beat the crowd. And then he beat Nick Ball too. Beat his ass. Oh, you have, look at their face. Look at both of them at the end of the fight, my peoples. Nick Ball leaking out of his nose, eyes swollen. Somehow, you know, yo, that's crazy. One of the judges had him winning by 5 rounds. According to that judge, he was whooping Figueroa's ass. That's why, yo, you go to Liverpool, you either need a stoppage or you need to beat the crap out of your opponent because they're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you a decision, bro. You got to give them the beating of a lifetime to get a decision. If they even close to competitive, because let's not get it twisted. It was a competitive fight. It was competitive. If they competitive, that's good enough for them to win it in their eyes. Simple as that. The letter M. Those punches can throw a tired fighter off. Ref was on some sucker shit. Yo, come on, man. Those pushes, it's not just throw you off. That shit take away from your legs, bro. When you push me back like that, and I got to put force, because obviously I'm not going to fall, right? I got to stay on balance. That shit take away from you. And he keep pushing Figueroa, putting his emphasis on looking at Figueroa. How you start to clinch, but I'm the one getting pushed. Because they doing little subtle things to favor their guy. I don't know who that referee is. I don't know if he's from Liverpool, from England, but he was on their guy's side. Marie, bro, I said in the 12th round, if don't knock him out, they will rob him. And sure he did. Yo, if he didn't get the knockout, they was going to rob him. If he didn't get the knockout, they was going to rob him. They was going to mortasalia him too. He was going to get that. But ultimately, it was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. They went to war. Nick Bull, he don't got to hang his head. He fought good. He fought hard. But he got outworked and he got stopped. Salute to Brandon Figueroa and his team. They went into enemy territory, walked out of there with the W. But I got to tell you, man, fighters need to avoid going to Liverpool, bro. Unless, you know, you got to absolutely go because it's a title shot that they giving you. Brandon Figueroa won that title shot. He had to go. But if you go to Liverpool, you got to either beat the crap out of your opponent, give him the beating of a lifetime, or you got to stop them. Because them people not going to let you walk out of there with the W. They not. When I saw Bakra Mortasalia versus Josh Kelly, and I was listening to the commentary, I thought it was for that fight. That's what I thought. It's for that fight that they was going that biased. Watching this fight, oh, shit, man. That's just how they get down over there. That's just how they get down over there, my peoples. Marie, it's always like that in the UK. Avoid fighting in the UK, not just Liverpool. Man, it's brutal. The way they be calling it. And, of course, look, I'm going to prove to you that Brandon Figueroa beat his ass. If you watch the fight, every time Nick Bull landed a good shot, the crowd be like, ah! And they go crazy, right? How come they was quiet throughout most of the fight if he was winning? Why they was so quiet? Yo, throughout the most of the fight, the crowd was like this. Because he was getting his ass whooped. That's why. He was out there getting his ass beat up. John Parham, strange. Listen, they out there to entertain their base and to portray that their guys winning. To portray that our guys winning, our guys landed more, our guys doing more. I'll put it to you like this, John Parham. And those of you who are here, you know this. If you're not watching the fight and you're only listening to the commentary from the people in Liverpool, Nick Bull's whooping his ass. Nick Bull's whooping his ass because I'm here. Oh, Brandon Figueroa needs to step it up. Nick Bull with the nice left hook. Brandon Figueroa has to do more. If I'm listening to the commentary and I'm not watching it on TV, Nick Bull beating the shit out of him based on the commentary and what we seeing inside the ring don't add up at all. It's a focus on portraying that our guy is winning. The scorecards, my people, by the end of round number 5, they had it 4-1 in favor of Nick Bull. 4-1? And it was an ex-fighter, Carl Froch. An ex-fighter. 4 rounds to Nick Bull, 1 to Brandon Figueroa. Nah, man, there's no way. There's no way. 4-1. When you getting your ass whooped. When you got your back up against the ropes, eating left, rights. And you, based on the scorecards, blowing them out. That shit didn't even make no sense. Marie, I never watched UK fights, but the commentary, bro, is crazy. That commentary is some lunatic shit, bro. Lunatic shit. I'm going to put it to you like this. Imagine we watching 2 fighters. Imagine we watching Tank Davis fighting Shakur Stevenson. Imagine that future fight. And on the commentary, they put 3 Tankomaniacs to do the commentary for that fight. Based on the commentary, who you think is going to win the fight if it goes 12? And you got 3 Tankomaniacs calling it. So it's like they be having cheerleaders. It's not commentary. You guys are cheerleaders calling the fight for your guy. And the goofball who was like, who's winning? Is Nick Ball winning? Oh, fuck. What are we doing over here? The letter M. The woman beater will win. Oh, come on, bro. You don't got to hit Tank with the low blow. But my point is, man, you can't be a cheerleader, man. I don't know their brand of commentary. I don't approve of it. Because you guys know I do commentary. Of course, I got my own style of commentary. I don't expect people to call the fights like me. In fact, nobody calls the fight like me. That's cool. I don't expect that. But the fight commentary, and this is just my opinion, should reflect what's happening inside the ring. And you know why I call the fights the way that I call it? Marie, I never watch UK fights with the commentary on. Shit, for what? They're not going to tell you what's happening. You know why I call the fights the way that I call them? Growing up as a kid, I got to hear my pops and other people where they would listen to fights on the radio. And listening to those fights on the radio would feel like you watching it. Because they telling you everything that's happening. They telling you when this guy got his back up against the ropes. They tell you when they in the middle of the ring trading leather. They telling you who landed the biggest shot. So you, based on the commentary, you have a real good idea of who's actually winning the fight by listening. But with these people, you don't know who's winning because they just call it what their guy's doing and trying to minimize what the other guy's doing. You don't know what the hell's going on in the fight. You gotta watch it to know what's going on. Crazy, crazy work. John Parham. I'm from the UK, and there's a lot of biased commentary, but I do like Adam Smith on The Zone. I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this, and this is what makes me upset, John. This upsets me. The people, the commentary, they know their shit. They know their shit. They know their boxing. Why you calling it like that? You're not just some random dude that they pulled off the street or a fan that they pulled off the street and say, hey, call. Them people, they know they commentary. They know they boxing. So it's like there's a collective effort to portray our guy as the winner no matter what, even if he getting his ass whooped. Oh, I said John Parham, my bad. JP, Hogali, my bad, man. I read the wrong name over there. Also, boxing is so subjective and depending on the style people like. John Parham, when UK on, I turn on the commentary. You're not the first one to say that. So let me say this, JP. And I'm going to tell you what's the biggest thing that tells me the level of bias that they reach in the UK. Did you see Bakram Murtasaliev versus Josh Kelly? Now, that was a close fight. Even though I have Bakram Murtasaliev winning it, I could say, okay, if Josh Kelly got it, it was close enough. When a fight is real close, it could go either way. But I want you to think about this, JP. After every round, they would only play the replays where Josh Kelly was landing punches. There wasn't a single round in between round when they showed Bakram landing his punches. And he landed some good punches throughout the fight. He threw and landed more punches. Why would they not show the replay of his punches landed? Now, mind you, the judges, in between rounds, they got the benefit of seeing the replays. They get to see the replays. And what they're seeing is Josh Kelly landing punches. And this is not an exaggeration, fam. You don't have to take my word for it. You could go look it up. Every single round, they would only play the Josh Kelly landing punches. And they wouldn't play the Bakram Murtasaliev shots. Now watch this. I'm going to show you further evidence of the bias. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this, my brother. I want you to see this. So what I'm looking for is the Josh Kelly versus Bakram Murtasaliev pictures of the fight that are available on YouTube. Check this out, my G. Check this out, my G. I want you to see this. Watch this. You could Google the replay yourself, my brother, the pictures. When you look at the pictures, what you're going to find is that they only took pictures of Josh Kelly landing punches on Murtasaliev. Look. Look at Kelly landing a shot right there. Hold on. What you're going to see, bro, look. You can't even find the picture of Murtasaliev punching Kelly. All the pictures that you find is Josh Kelly landing punches on Bakram Murtasaliev. The picture of him dropping them. So if you look at the pictures, it looks like Josh Kelly beat the crap out of Bakram Murtasaliev. Beat the crap out of him. Based on the pictures. So you know what they were basically doing? Showing us the replay of Kelly landing punches and only taking pictures when Kelly was landing shots. And then when you hear the fight commentary, they were only talking about the punches that Kelly was landing. Like, that shit was crazy. I'm watching the replay after round after round after round. Like, oh, shit, man. If Bakram don't stop him, he not getting this. That's it. He cannot get the win on the cards. There's no way. And then you got the crowd. The crowd, I understand that this is your guy. So I get that. The crowd goes, ah, the minimum thing. And when the other guy's like, boom, 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 the crowd stay quiet. That's why I say, Brandon Figueroa, you know that he was whooping his ass because the fight went the distance. And for the most part, bro, the crowd was like this. For the most part, the crowd was quiet. What that mean? He get his ass whooped. JP agreed on the point you're making, home. Fighters have all the little things in their favor. And then the referee, too. The referee was in his favor, too. I'm telling you, bro, if I'm a fighter, I'm not going to Liverpool. I'm not fighting in Liverpool, in the UK, England. I'm not going over there because now I know if I don't get the knockout, they're going to rob me. 9 times out of 10, they're going to rob my ass. The letter N. I'm so happy for Figueroa. That was a feel-good win. Yeah, that was so, going into enemy territory. That's how he's going to consider it. And look even what they did. And this was Figueroa's team that said it. Yo, when we went to check his wraps, we didn't get to see it. His hands was already wrapped, and it was gloving him up. We didn't even get to see it. In other places, that wouldn't have been acceptable. In the U.S., you know what they would have did? They would have made him take off the whole wraps and re-wrap. We got to see it. They wasn't allowed to. They wasn't allowed to see it. So they're like, damn. So I don't know if you put something funny in there. I don't know if the wraps is legit. We got to go. Fuck it. That's not even acceptable, my peoples. We've all, not all of us, but a lot of us have no see fighters where they made them re-wrap. Didn't they make Naoya Inoue re-wrap one time? Like, nah, we didn't see it. Take that shit off, put that shit back on again. The letter M. No, JP. Nick Bo was losing that fight, in my opinion. If he didn't get stopped, he was going to win it. I think he was winning on 2 of the cards. One judge had him winning by like 5 rounds, bro. That's just crazy. It's cannons. He got out of there, too. He left with his gloves on, too. Yo, booked it. Booked it. Didn't even wave, raise hands, nothing. They called it. They stopped it. He got up. Whoop! Left with both of his gloves on. Yeah, so loser. That was bad, man. The Liverpool fans, they look bad doing that. Like, this guy wins in a tough fight, and y'all mad because he's celebrating? Y'all mad that he go, "Ah." That made you mad? You start throwing water, and I heard that they even threw some food over there to his corner, and beer, and like, what's going on, B? Y'all can't take a loss? Y'all can't handle your guy getting his ass whooped? That's a bad look. Think about it. If you're a fighter, is Liverpool a place where you want to go fight? JP, salute family. Appreciate you dropping in, hanging out with us. I guarantee you, Brandon Figueroa, if they want a rematch, will not give it to him in Liverpool. Guarantee you, Brandon Figueroa is going to be like, yo, y'all want a rematch? Come to the U.S. We could do this rematch in Vegas. We could do this rematch anywhere. We're not going to Liverpool. To let him, hell nah. You got to damn near kill him to win. Bro, you either give him the beating of a lifetime or you stop him. You're not walking out of there with the dub. They're not going to let you, bro. The people in the commentary, they're going to make sure they guys look like he winning. Bro, I still can't believe it. They had it 5 rounds to 1. After round number 5, they had it 4 rounds to 1 in favor of Nick Ball. How is that even possible? This guy's throwing more punches, landing more punches, walking them down into the ropes. Constantly Nick Ball backing away and going into the ropes. Taking combinations, bam, 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 and throwing one good shot, bam, 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 bam. How? There you have it, my peoples. That was Brandon Figueroa versus Nick Ball. I felt like it was a great fight. To me, and this is my opinion, you don't have to agree with me, but to me, when you see biased fight commentary, it takes away from the entertainment. It takes away from the quality. Because what you're listening to does not match what you're watching on your screen. You're like, damn. It's like it's a real fun fight to watch. It was a good fight. It was competitive. But it takes away from the fun when you hear the bias. Because now, instead of me enjoying what's happening, I'm listening to these goofballs trying to act like their guys winning no matter what. Crazy, crazy. I'm going to be calling them out, man. The people in the UK, Liverpool, all over England, wherever they are, I'm going to be calling them out. Every fight that they do this, I'm going to be calling them out for that. That's just me, my peoples. You're either going to say what's happening in that fight, or you're going to have to hear it from me every single time. I'm going berserk on you. We're going to have to talk about this on Monday. We're going to have to talk about this. Real talk, my peoples. But there you have it. That was Fight Night with JSmiff. Kind of like Fight Night. Kind of like Fight Afternoon with JSmiff. Some of us didn't get to see the fight live. I couldn't call it because I was dealing with some issues. Got to call it now. Enjoy the fight. The fight commentary. Y'all know how I feel about it. But it was a good fight, man. Salute to Nick Ball. Like I said, he don't have nothing to be ashamed of. He fought like a warrior. He fought like a champion. And he got outworked and got beat. Brandon Figueroa got the stoppage, man. Congratulations to Figueroa for going into enemy territory and walking out of there with the stoppage, because they was not going to give you that win. You was not going to get that on the cards. So you did what you had to do to walk out of there with the dub. My peoples, one love to everybody who tuned in this afternoon. The letter M, John Parham, JP, It's Cannons. Who else was in the building, man? C Red was in the building. Vic was in the building. Wes Dustin was up in here. Salute to everybody. Million Films. Salute, family. Y'all already know what it is, man. Boxing for Breakfast is going to be on tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's enjoy the rest of the Sunday. It's a beautiful day. It's like I always say, man. If God gave us another day to be breathing, it's a beautiful day. It don't matter if it's freezing cold where you at. It don't matter if it's super hot. It don't matter if it's raining. It's a beautiful day. Thank you, God, for giving us another one. Yo, enjoy the rest of your day, my peoples. JSmiff, I'm signing off. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all already know what it is. This is Box Center, your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. We're headed for #1, my peoples. It's the inevitable. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bam! Peace out, y'all.